Yeah.
Why should soccer fans really care about this?
Well, it's no secret that the World Cup this past year was the most successful World Cup ever. It was the most profitable of all time as well. But the FIFA President Gianni Infantino is looking to the future of soccer, how to grow the game more. And there's two proposals out there. The soccer around the world has about a 2-month window to decide on these proposals. One of them raising $4.2 billion through private equity investors. Now, why would private equity investors get involved in this? Well, money would go to a new commercial entity called the FIFA Forward Enterprise, which would help oversee FIFA's business operations, including the World Cup, which is the biggest one. And Infantino says that plan would create new opportunities for FIFA, its member organizations, all about the business side of soccer. But not everyone is on board with what the president is proposing. UEFA was the first one to publicly oppose a proposal, and now CONCACAF has joined in as well, questioning why FIFA needs outside investors after this year's World Cup, well, was the most profitable in tournament history.
Okay, so talk a little bit more about what their major concerns are with this potentially moving forward.
Their biggest concern, to break it all down, because you could get in the weeds on a story like this,
sure.
But the biggest thing is, why do we need to generate more money when we don't have a problem generating money on our own? And that is the biggest thing. Is $4.2 million of private equity investors, so they would have a lot to say in terms of where the future of the sport is going, how they're going to grow it commercially. On the opposite side of things, I mean, why do they need to? Like we just saw this past year, the World Cup was so profitable. They expanded it to 48 teams rather than the 32 original. But now the FIFA World Cup president wants to make it 64 teams. Now that proposal has already been discussed leading up to the 48-man format that was just this past year. And they were not a fan of that. They want to keep the integrity of the World Cup, the significance of it still relevant, rather than expanding to a bigger format and having bigger tournaments around the world as well, which is what these private equity investors would do.
And is there any kind of timeline on that particular decision?
So that decision has to be August 14th. The one on the investors plan has to be on September 11th. So this is a 2-month window that could very well shape the future of soccer and how the future of soccer is going to be moving forward as well.
Absolutely. We'll have you back once all those decisions are made.
Oh yes, 100%.
Blake Holland, thanks again for being with us.
Thank you so much.